All right, everybody. Hello. How y'all doing? Welcome to Vesta Angels Tarot. This is going to be a reading for April the 10th, 2025. I hope everybody is well. So today's title is The Pink Moon. Now, the moon will not be until the 12th. So I believe that is going to be Saturday, but I need to go ahead and get it out today. Okay? So I also practice on this channel Vedic Sidereal. I don't do Western or tropical astronomy or astrology. I mean, I'll tap into it if it comes out in a reading, but my channel is based on Vedic Sidereal. So for that reason, it will be in Virgo. Now, I'm not quite sure if tropical Western is saying it's either going to be in either Libra or Leo. Okay. So, um, oh, hold on. What comes after Virgo? I'm not all the way there today. So, each other side of Virgo, right? One side will be Cancer, Leo, Virgo. Is it Libra? Yeah, because it's Libra, Scorpio. So, either Western is going to say it's going to be in Libra or Leo. The two L's. Okay. All right. And it is, I picked this picture of the beautiful pink moon, because that is what the almanac is calling it. So we're just gonna go with that flow. And I did choose these cards. Now I usually choose the Cancer because Cancer is a representation of the moon, but it also has the void. Of course, I was drawn toward this one. This card talks about things that you probably should avoid. Uh, or may feel that you're going in the wrong direction. Okay. Hey, Miss Linda, I was looking for your number. I was trying to email you back about the question you had sent me about what you wanted me to do in reference. Today was my only off day, and I had to take care of some business earlier. And then because y'all know my seventh house is the moon, so by this moon getting closer and closer, my energy is going down and down. Okay, so um, and then also I'm on a little early because we're about to have some storms to come through here in the next 2 to 3 hours. So in case the internet goes out or anything, power goes out, it's gonna be storms around 8, 9 o'clock through early morning. It's starting in North Georgia, but it's also going to sweep through the metro Atlanta area. So that's why I'm on a little bit early, just in case, okay? All right. So we got the void, of course. We also got the house of Virgo. Analyzation, analyzing your direction. I also seen that card when looking for these cards in the deck. Let's just see if it gives us one more. And then Chiron, I associate Chiron healing with the Virgo 6th house. Because Virgo 6th house is about your health, literally, and also the health of your environment, your partnerships, your job, your career, your mental, your emotions, right? Anything that is oh, we got the world card. Okay. Now, let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Mercury on the mind. Not speaking of Mercury, but Mercury, since it just came out, just reminded me. Also on Saturday the 12th, Venus will be out of Pisces. So that'll be a good thing. So Miss Linda, if you could remind me um tomorrow or Saturday afternoon or something like that. The next reading should be Venus goes direct, so we can get that out the way. And then 2 days after that, Mercury here will also um, go out of Pisces and be direct. So Venus will be moving to Aquarius, okay, as of Saturday. So that'll be good. And then Mercury, which was also in Pisces, Not quite sure where Mercury is going. I have to check. Let me see if I see already. No, I don't know. So I'll check on that. Okay. But this void, of course, could be, you know, avoiding somebody. Let's just say that, first of all, going to get that out the way. It could be a lack or feeling like a lack of direction. Should I go this way? Should I go that way? What should I do? Should I entertain this? Should I pay it some attention? Um, should I invest into this? Is this the right thing? Is this the right path? Because also you're still piggybacking, in your mind, the moon, right? With it being in, which it will be in Virgo on Saturday in the sixth house, you're analyzing, okay? So you're not only analyzing your physicalities, your material things, your paperwork, conversations that you're having, interactions, lack of interactions, a direction to the left. Do I go straight? Do I go right? You're also analyzing your feelings about it, okay? And anytime, okay, speaking of that, it just reminded me of one of these cards. Let's get this to see what comes out. Anytime we're talking about moon energy, either you're going to defend or you're going to accept your feelings. Okay? Like a sense of defensiveness, which can be outbursts, lashing out, emotional outbursts, crying, um, altercations. But if you're accepting your feelings and emotions, also a sense of analyzation, you're kind of contemplating, you're analyzing. You still may be emotional or have some type of, little bit of turmoil about it, and you could be thinking about it over and over and over again, but it's more of an analyzation. Is this good for me? Evaluate your feelings and emotions. Try not to suppress them, because when you suppress the feelings and emotions and you don't contemplate, you don't think, that comes that neglects the healing. Okay. Now with Chiron here also, and the moon being in the sixth house of Virgo, they just reminded me, some of your health ailments may spark up. Okay. Virgo is, Chiron, anytime I see that card, that is about major health ailments. Now, this may not all be about you. It can be somebody that you know that may have some issues. Maybe they got, you know, heart issues, emotional issues, stomach issues, liver issues, arthritis issues, whatever. Okay. So anytime I see the Chiron healing, it also can be some more deeper health ailments or issues also that may arise or needs to be addressed. Now, I'm assuming that the pink moon should be, is that the moon? Girl, bye. I see it, I have to say it. And this particularly why I grabbed the deck, because what did I just say? Defend or accept. Now, y'all see me shuffle and it came out. Bottom of that deck is the seventh house. Speaking of Venus, that will also be moving on that day. So, balance, cooperation, partnership, like I said, being diplomatic, relationships, and getting a fair deal. Okay. So, like I was just explaining to you about, let your feelings tell you how to. Either you're going to defend or you're going to accept. If you're more on the accepting end, then your sense of analyzing, and healing will help close these chapters, or will help about the ending of something. Okay. Hey, Reese. And then, like I said, the moon is also nurturing. The moon is also the mother. The moon also is our a line of credit. Also can be um, physical money. Okay, paper coins. But I see the moon more of a line of credit. So analyze, like I told you, I think what last week or a couple of weeks ago about analyzing your credit, especially if you do have credit cards or one credit card. Check the balances. Make sure um, that you are making this payment on time for the month of April. Maybe you have been behind a month or two, but if you can, for this pink moon energy, and also I'm seeing Venus going direct and leaving the 12th house of Pisces, make sure that you are can get some of that balance down with this pink moon. I feel that it will really favor the Venus energy, as at the same time she's going direct. Okay, and also Mercury going direct and moving. Okay. It also may be something that you may be missing or somebody that you may be missing. If it is, analyze those feelings and emotions. They're not there for no reason. You don't have to beat yourself up about it. If you think about somebody and they're an ex, okay, no big deal. You don't have to, beat yourself down and make yourself go sit in a corner or something like that and chew yourself out because at one point you did like the person. For some people, you were or probably was in love with the person. Okay, it's okay. It's part of the cycle. Mercury on the mind. Because some of you may have some reactions. So let's get a little bit deeper here. I don't necessarily know really what the pink moon means. If somebody want to research it on your own, hey, I didn't really um, research it or why they call it a pink moon. Maybe because of some flowers that may bloom or the the casting of how the moon may look. It may look pink or something. Who knows? But let's move on. Peacefulness. We keep saying the word peace. You recognize that balance, that word again, kindness and love bring calmness to your soul. So some of you could already be avoiding somebody here or will continue to avoid a person. Don't have to be a lover. Um, and this person still may be avoiding you, friend, lover, family member, co-worker, a person you're dating, baby mama, baby daddy, ex-spouse, or finna be ex-spouse. But I do see some type of separation or division here. They could still be analyzing it. You still may analyze it every now and then, or currently, or because of this particular moon, and also the transition of Venus moving and Mercury 2 days apart. Okay, that's, oh, I thought it gave me two. It did give me two. Um, I don't really want, I have to take this one because it popped out. Savoring pleasure in reverse, not fully embracing the bliss in your life. Like I said, with this moon, but try not to take a bath or a shower during the full moon time. Try to get it done before or early morning after the moon supposedly, allegedly goes down. But the moon still stays up in the sky. But anywho, that's another video. Savoring pleasure, or some of you are really wanting your peace. Are you particularly trying to avoid somebody? And are you really analyzing to yourself? Ask yourself, why are you trying to avoid somebody? Is it for or can be because of physical pleasure? Or simply you just want your peace? Analyzation is actually very healthy because it helps you to also, the world card, make decisions or final decisions. Should I go? Should I stay? Whether, and we're also talking about 10th house of job and career. Okay, some of you want your peace. Some of you may be actually avoiding your job, or probably going back into a field, or going into a particular career, or furthering a career, because 10th house is Capricorn energy, which is your job. Now, I know everybody don't work, but anything that you do is work. So it may not be that you work for a company. Um, some of you, it can be entrepreneurship, but anything that you do, laundry, mow the grass, plant flowers, exercise, anything energetically is still work. Okay, taking care of your paperwork, going to get your license renewed, anything that you physically do is still work. Okay, so don't. And I was doing some paperwork early, and my head started hurting because I was just analyzing and just categorizing this. I gotta print this, email this, scan this, mail this off, this, and my head started hurting. So I made myself take a break, and now I'm on here. Okay, so find your times to gather your peace. Do not let anything. You don't have to avoid something too much, too long, but find your peace, because your mind is still being overworked also, because of Mercury being retrograde in the third house. Not third house, I'm thinking of Gemini. Some of you may be Gemini or connecting with the Gemini, but Mercury was in Pisces, which is an ending house. Okay, which means that you're trying to hurry up and get a lot of things done or analyzed before it close out. The World card, you know how contracts end, you have to renew something. Speaking of driver's license, you have to renew a tag, renew your driver's license, um, renew a contract, reapply for something, or whatever the case may be, right? Before it voids out and close out the world. Okay, so let's move on. And it's constantly on your mind, or will be on your mind, but it's gonna ease up. It's gonna ease up. And also, I hope, hopefully, the technology get a little bit better, because my phone just keeps circling and circling and circling every time I go outside. It's fine while I'm in the house, but as soon as I step outside, I have to do things to my phone to make it come back on and everything. So technology and glitches, everything like that should start getting better. Now we also got harmony in reverse. Something or somebody or you is not on the same page, or you're feeling not like you're on the same frequency anymore that you once were. Um, Not able to feed. I need to put my glasses on. Not able to feel a loving, balanced connection with anyone or anything. Well, okay. Feeling like you may not be getting a fair deal. There's something. This don't even go in here. Why did I say it like that? Solitude. Well, I got it in there now. I might as well keep it in there. That goes. Well, anyway. Um, it's two of them. It's three. It's a couple of. Child. Let me get back in balance, back on page. I just need one, please, so we can, not one, so we can move on. Because you is not going to distract me, moon coming up. Some of you, you may not be very distracted about the moon, but moon is my seventh house. So anything that goes on in my seventh house will affect my first house. I always try to remind y'all of that. Standing firm Well, Lisa's in the upright. You are noble, brave, and strong. Yes, you are. hmm You see the red flag? The red flag also is a symbol of your root, not letting yourself get or feel a sense of victimization, um, flustered, angry, bitterness, upset. Remember that we just talked about defending or accepting, letting your feelings tell you how. Let your feelings tell you to feel firm. I also was finna say strong. Also to stay diplomatic, not to react. Okay. Feelings caused by it may be a lack of reciprocation and or feelings, attention, a lack of peace. You also could be or may get irritated. Now, again, this is Saturday, not today. Some of you may already be feeling it. See there, I was saying strength card, but still a representation of the strength card, courage, initiating courage. Now, see, it's a white flag. You are strong, valiant, and courageous. After, okay, you were feeling like, see the red to the white? So standing firm, keeping firm is going to take you into this courage of courageousness, okay? Staying and being valiant, which is a good thing. Stand strong in your decisions, analyzation. If you tell yourself you're going to do something, go ahead and do it. Because the moon also can be distractions around you and within you. Okay, your own mind, your brain also can be a very strong distraction to yourself, um, caused by your feelings and emotions. Okay, so initiate courage. The white flag, I believe, is surrendering. So surrender to being strong. Allow yourself. It's better than allowing yourself um to feel weak, unsure, um not calling you a coward, but that's the only thing I can think of that's the opposite of brave. Stand firm in your decisions. Keep your emotions in check. Now, this also could be something that blows up at, I hate to say that word, uh, especially on YouTube. Something may erupt at your job with a coworker. It may be an interaction with a customer. So keep this in the back of your mind. Like, oh, this person got an attitude. They got a problem with their whatever they got going on. They trying to return this or get their money back or whatever the case may be. I remember Vesta told me, stay courageous, stay valiant, stand firm, keep my peace, analyze myself in a situation, and don't react. So this may not even be you. We do have other people walking around in the world. So, right? So me still giving you messages is for foresight so that you can be aware, so that you won't react also. Okay? Keep it in your mind, Mercury. Unfortunately, some of you may have to still stand firm at where you're working right now. Um, because I feel your analyzation is not quite all the way there. Because you may still be healing or really thinking about some type of reaction, some type of people's attitudes, something that went on between you and a manager or another coworker, or just the environment overall. And it's kind of seeming like for some of you, you don't want to really be there. But until we get other word, stand firm. Okay? Stand firm. Don't leave quite yet. Okay? Y'all know I will let you know, but then you'll make your own decision. But I don't um you don't feel very comfortable. You're very uneasy. You know, it's not a lot of peace there. You feel more peaceful once you are gone, but you are still trying to hang in there though. You're trying to remain noble. I see it here. And that is also still you being courageous by standing firm. Stand your position. Know what you're talking about. Keep your ethnics about yourself. 10th house of Capricorn. You see, I reacted just before. I can't with you, Miss Linda. Okay. Four of Cups to the Ace. Somebody is mad that you're still standing firm and that you are very courageous because you're still avoiding them. hmm And you do not want their Ace of Cups back if they really initially gave it to you. Um, because for some of you, it could have left a strong residue behind where it, you know, it didn't take you all the way out, but it left some hurt and it left some pain here. But that pain for that particular person and situation is about to be over. I feel that your analyzation of that person and the situation is going to keep you standing firm. Like, nah, I can't even go back to that. I can't even go back to them. I cannot allow my peace to be re-affected. You're not savoring the pleasure of that person or being in their presence. You know it won't in the end, after you continue more analyzation, see that it won't be any harmony. It will never be a sense of wholeness or well-being. Okay? So continue your path, keep going forward. Don't look back, unfortunately. And some of you, you're looking more for Venus energy, something that is diplomatic, a great relationship, a fair deal. No, I didn't cut the deck. I just shuffled it one time and my hands continued to shuffle. So we're just going to go with that because I realized I just caught myself, but they say it's okay. All right. And your mind is going to get stronger anyway once Mercury on the 14th leaves that 12th house. Once Mercury leaves the 12th house of Pisces, you're going to be even standing more firm in your um, decision making, like I said, your reactions, your conversation, what you want, what you believe in, and you're going to go more with the flow of completing something. Okay. Scorpio energy for me. If you want to say Cancer and Pisces, you can. Um, well, there go Cancer. The Chariot. Don't want to go forward. Don't want to go backwards. You know you don't want to go that route. Somebody can't come and see you. You don't want to come and see somebody. Some of you are healing over the fact that maybe a car repo has happened. You're emotionally devastated. You kept trying to avoid the repo person, but they caught up with you somehow. Okay, you've been running around and they've been chasing you, following you to all different locations. But some of you may just surrender also and just let them have it. I'm sorry. Yeah, see, Seven of Wands. A sense of surrendering to something. Bygones, bygones. Or let bygones be bygones. It didn't work. Yeah, maybe you liked them or loved them. They didn't really come forward. They didn't make the most of this relationship or dating process. Um, I don't feel that you're emotionally devastated. Some of you may. But I feel that this other person here, these first two cards. Um, and I feel that you are more of this third card, the Seven of Wands in reverse. I feel that you are initiating the courage to surrender to what comes next. Something that will be more positive, standing firm. See there, the wheel. hmm Even though it's in reverse, I feel that something is coming, because y'all know I give y'all time, and something much more better is coming for you. Now, how you initiate with it is going to be up to you. Um, you know, but that's going to be when Jupiter leaves Taurus and moves to Gemini. Now, I believe that's in May. Let me check. Because Jupiter has been in Taurus since last year. Uh, May 15th. Mm-hmm. And just a couple of weeks after that, Rahu will also be moving from Pisces to Aquarius. So those two major things itself is why this world card is here and telling you to stand firm, because it's a major changes coming. Of course, we're going to do a Rahu and a K2 reading again. Um, that's going to be moving into Aquarius and Leo. And then we're also going to, of course, do a Jupiter moves to Gemini, leaving Taurus. King of Swords. I'm hearing the truth is going to come out. That's fine and good. Some people don't need to hear the truth because they know it within. Initiating courage and standing strong, standing firm. Having and keeping that sense of peacefulness on the inside, where that some people needs that acknowledgement of being told a truth or an apology in order for them to have closure or whatever, so that then that they won't be so emotionally reactive, or a sense of reaction, and also then they will be able to accept their own feelings and emotions once somebody apologizes to them. Everybody is different. Okay, some people are more emotional than others. I particular myself is not a person that weighs on people's apology, um because I've learned to always love and to forgive myself for my own analyzation for any direction or choice that I choose to make, um because everything is reciprocal. So that means at some point I said yes to. You understand? It's not always on the other person that people like to point the finger at and put all of that on somebody else. At some point, it was mutual. Seventh house of Libra. Anything that you say yes to or accept and or sign is an agreement, whether it's paper, conversation, or a handshake. All of that is agreements. Verbal, handshake, signed or written. Okay, whether it's love, marriage contract, buying a car, opening a bank account, signing for insurance, whatever you sign and agree to, it's a mutual contract. Okay, so but some people like to only point the finger at the other person and not be the cards that kept coming out the past couple of days. It was about taking ownership. So this is why I say these first two cards are really coming off to me that it's the other person still has not taken ownership of the way that they went about, the way that they hid their feelings and emotions, the way that they're very still overreactive, because you have remained strong, firm, and courageous. You have not came back to them for some of you. They really see that you are not going to go back to them for some of you. You probably were very defensive, had your guards up, and maybe even had them blocked. But the more this wheel is beginning to change and move into another house, it's going to change also continuously your fate, right? So as your fate continues to turn, it turns away from that other person and situation and other things in your life. That's why I tell you it's always very imperative to close out contracts, to finish up things, analyze it, feel it, defend it, accept it, think about it, heal from it the best that you can. Stay in your peaceful mindset, right? um, be more in the here and now instead of mentally and emotionally keeping yourself in the past, because that does affect the wheel of fortune. Wow. Queen of Swords in reverse to a King of Swords. Well, something is about to go down. Now, I know everybody, persons or people, love, friend, platonic, dating, whoever, may not can get in contact with you, right? But for some people, they may still can. I don't see them coming your way if they can right now. But like I said, somebody's gonna have a reaction here with the Queen of Swords coming up in reverse. This King of Swords does want to be open and to talk about it. Now, don't worry about the gender, because you can be this masculine, divine feminines as standing firm as a King of Swords. You know what you're talking about. You're ready to debate. You're ready for conversation. You're very intellectual. Not saying that the Queen of Swords is not, but she's emotional right now. And even with this King of Cups in reverse, I feel that this King of Cups is also this Queen of Swords. So it seems like one, two, three is this other situation in person, and these three cards are yours, whoever is watching this. So the King of Swords is coming out in the upright, ready to analyze through conversation. Remember, Mercury 2 days later will be going direct. So this is why the King of Swords is coming out in the upright. It's time for conversation with a boss, going to talk with your doctor. Remember Chiron healing. I talked about health issues, exaggerating, make an appointment, you know. Um, for some of you, you may not be able to get in with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and you may be upset as the Queen of Swords, but keep at it, okay? Maybe also find some type of alternative doctor or clinic if something is very much bad or irritating. And there's always the emergency room. That's for somebody here. Stand firm in what your body also is telling you with the Chiron healing here. Pay attention to that. Because maybe some of you haven't been able to savor your pleasures lately. That could be certain foods, activities, um, your mental health, your emotional health, simply walking or running or exercising, um, doing any other activities too, you know. All right. Give me something on the King of Swords. Eight of Wands, like I said, communication. Now, the King of Swords also could be, like I said, a doctor, a physician, a psychiatrist, a psychologist. It could be a teacher, professor, a lawyer, a judge, a police officer, a mediator. It could be a boss, a CEO, CFO. Um, it could be somebody that you need to talk to over applications, whoever running the department, or who, if you got a case or case number or case load or whatever the case, it could be that person too. So expect some messages in your email, phone, text, okay, from this King of Swords. Let me see if I can find a card to break down who this King of Swords is. I don't even know what to pull. But it is something or somebody who has information and or knowledge. Now it can be somebody that you're interested in and or talking to or dating. And now they're, since Mercury and Venus is about to go direct, now they got more to say. And I don't want you to get emotional or to react if they're not saying what you want to hear at this moment. Remember, the will, I feel, really needs to be strong, okay, in third house of Gemini to produce what you're looking for, to savor this pleasure. That's why I keep telling you, just hang in there, stand strong. Whoever this King of Swords is, they're about to become very communicative. So if you've been talking to somebody and they ain't really been saying too much, they've been thinking, analyzing, overthinking, trying to get out of their emotions, because they're, really trying to find the right questions to ask, or to ask you, or be ready to answer. Okay, just keep all of that in mind. Okay. um I guess let's use this. I don't even know what to use to find out who or what this King of Swords is representing at this moment. What do they need to say? Do they fear anything? Are they going to, because the Wheel of Fortune in reverse also can be a no. So this can, for some of you, be this King of Swords saying, hey, I can't do this right now. But can we talk about it? I'm not ready. It's a lot of things that I need to take care of. Also can be analyzation and or paperwork. And it may make you upset, Queen of Swords. Because the Queen of Swords in reverse is a no for her. She don't want to talk, but this King of Swords does. So you figure out which one you will be. Grounding, stability, security, performance, growth, and endurance. Now, the sword is not about grounding, okay? So whoever or whatever this is, it needs to be grounded. Chiron, healing, because it's a lot of mental analyzation and sword. That's the mental, that's the mind. So somebody is so much in their mind, something flip, addiction, codependent, obsession, restraint, possession, control, emotional block. See, this is what I'm saying about this moon for Saturday. Somebody is needing or will need to ground their feelings. Like I already told you about reactions. Okay? Now the King of Swords is not a nurturing energy, nor is the Queen of Swords. So it can be some type of debate, argument, conversation, disagreement, choice of words. So if just watch that you don't really hurt nobody's feelings of what you say. If you're not, if you do want to keep this person in your life, if you don't, then you know, don't ground your words then. Okay, but both are speaking or will be speaking the truth. Now, this is also showing like diplomatic. This King of Swords can be asking, how can we have a fair deal? What is this addiction? This per this person also may tell you that they are, I hope they don't just come out and say they're obsessed with you. But I feel they are trying to control the narrative. They are trying to control the conversation. How much, how little, when, where, um, because they're emotionally trying to block or keep their emotions blocked from you. And some of you may pick this up as the Queen of Swords, because the Queen of Swords in the upright knows emotionally that she or he has been hurt before, and that's why she only wants to speak about the truth. So some of you may already know that this person is avoiding, remember the moon, avoid missing, um, to talk about intimate details, or are we going to be together? Are we dating? Are we going to get back together? It also could be a manager or a supervisor or somebody like that that is avoiding you, the talk. Okay. Um, this King of Swords also with this addiction card, also somebody can uh have a relapse. So I also see something like a relapse, especially with street paraphernalia or over the counter medication, where somebody may need call a helpline or get admitted. Okay. Cuz they may have to get forced because the chariot is in reverse. Self indulgence, self worth, value, time to heal, shadow work, and self appreciation. This person too also values the truth or the conversations that you have with them, um, because this also is building their self worth up enough to become a King of Swords. So that's good. But whatever this is, it needs more stability. Okay. You may notice that it's not very secure. The performance is lacking or not at all with the chariot in reverse. You also could be really analyzing if this is about a relationship. Is there any growth? Will it have the endurance, or will you have the endurance to keep going, or to keep it going, or to be a part of it? Now we have ascending. Learning, expansion. See, that's that Wheel of Fortune. We all know the Wheel of Fortune is about expansion, growth, leadership, taking the lead, taking the part on, transcending, preparing for union and new phase. So, is this King of Swords, whether it's you or them, okay? The conversation may talk about the next phase, or they're doing their own analyzation here, not through emotions, which is good, but they're analyzing, okay? They're analyzing also, which is very good, their own self-indulgence, self-worth, and value. They're analyzing their own self. Are they good enough for you? Could they take care of you if this goes into a romance and or lead to marriage? Um, their self-worth also is rebuilding, or this could be you. But somebody's about to ascend though. Look at there. Phoenix. As soon as I said it, did anything else flip? No. Good read. Bottom of the deck is not enough. See, they're lacking confidence, self sabotage, ego, and fear, and frustrations. That's definitely the moon that will be happening Saturday. Like I said, lacking confidence, self sabotage, ego, fear, and frustrations. That is what I was talking about defending your emotions or somebody's emotions, or accepting your own emotions, or somebody else accepting or defending their own emotions. Are they going to be keeping themselves in ego or fear and frustrated? Or are they going to accept their emotions and to ascend? Okay? hmm I'm not going to lie, that's just the same. But for some people, this person may also tell you that they feel that they're frustrated, that They're rebuilding their self, their environment, their money, housing, vehicle, whatever, trying to get themselves back together. And that they're right now in a Phoenix rising energy. Okay? And you may think that this person is lying, and this is why you may be coming out as a Queen of Swords, but they are. So, since I told you that they are, maybe they haven't told you everything, but this person, whatever, whoever it is, and it also could be you, that you went through some things financially. Maybe it's housing, transportation, work, money, finance, whatever. Everybody's going through a little bit of everything, right? You're also this Phoenix rising, coming from a bad relationship, fluctuations, everybody in their money and finances, job and career. We don't had a lot of people get fired, laid off, buyouts, all type of stuff. Everything is going on with everybody. But this is a person or two people that are about to ascend from the Phoenix rising energy. Okay. Now the Phoenix also is I was going to say the logo, but it is the representation of the United States. So whether you feel it or not, the United States is about to ascend. I mentioned this at the very end of the reading last night. Probably a lot of people clicked off, but I talked about a little bit about the stock market. I talked about that things are going to get better. Um, but the Phoenix is now, it used to be the bald eagle, but I think they changed it, and now it is the Phoenix rising. Not saying everybody lives in the United States, but I'm already telling you, the United States is about to ascend. We're going into a new phase, preparing for union with other countries' leaders. Um, we're about to have a new learning curve, and we're about to expand. Again, new phase, new phase. Okay, we are about to rekindle partnerships, business ships, renew. We're about to have growth. There's about to be a lot of changed minds, and we're about to rise from the ashes. Now, y'all know when I give y'all readings, it happens. Y'all know I do not fabricate on my channel. Anything that I really tell you does happen, and it does come out. So, not only you, this other person, but also your environment, or you're going to stay stuck in fear and you're going to self sabotage yourself while everything else is ascending here. Okay? It may not look like it, but I'm telling you, new phases just don't happen overnight. Even corporations. Because, you may not even hear about a new clothing store until you start seeing advertisement, billboards, um, commercials, ads on your phone, or whatever the case. You're like, oh, wow, they opened up a new clothing store. I didn't even know it was coming. Right. You didn't, because it was transcending and it was opening or starting a new phase. So that means that they were getting everything prepared, learning, ready to expand, because they know once they open, if they did good, that they were gonna want expansion, Wheel of Fortune, right? Same thing with you. You don't always stay down. We always have some type of stuff go on, but things always get better. That's the wheel. And it happens to everybody. Governments, countries, corporations, businesses, family members, your children do good in school, then all of a sudden they start getting a couple of bad grades, and then, most of them, they put a little bit of more effort, and their self-worth may come back up, self-esteem, and then their grades get better. Even with athletes, they don't win all the time. Phoenix rising. So pay attention to what I'm saying here, okay? Now let's throw out a oracle to end it. And I thank y'all for joining. So, see there, self-esteem. Now, you may not feel like anything is wrong with your self-esteem. It could be like, man, my hair has not been looking good all week. And you may feel like, ain't nobody gonna say nothing to me. I don't look good or presentable. So it may affect your emotions. It may cause you to kind of keep your head down a little bit. Because I know, like, when I used to go get my nails and my eyebrows done, it made me feel a lot more confident. But sometimes I don't even worry about it and I still feel confident. So it just, different things for different people. Sometimes your jeans or your pants may not fit because you're a little bloated or something like that. So your self-esteem may hit you where that your clothes not fitting very good. It don't all the time have to be something so deep, but for some people it can. Okay, it could be real emotional problems. It could be devastating emotional blockages. It could be a lot of frustration and fear. Most of that is Rahu, but Rahu is going to do very good in the 11th house of Aquarius. It brings out the fears when it's in the 12th house of Pisces. So this is why a lot of people were feeling and acting and reacting like this. But that's about to change. So you do deserve success, love, and abundance. So Phoenix rising. Let's start to set intention to identify and begin to release any remnants. Remember I said residue of low self-esteem. Now this was in the reverse, but we're going to put that in the upright as an ascension energy. Okay. Okay, well come on out then. Surrender unhealthy relationships. All right. Not letting go of relationships that you're analyzing that won't or will not continue to serve you. Okay. That's going to include unavailable or toxic people. You know you do deserve to be treated great and treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. We're going to put that in the upright too. Don't let nobody make you feel like you're low or keep you low in your feelings in your mind or emotions because they don't want to be with you. They didn't commit. They're not showing you any attention, or I don't know, it was a one night stand and you don't hear from this person anymore. It's different things for everybody. Okay. But y'all know how Vesta do. Y'all know I say F them. Y'all need to some of y'all need an Aries moon like me. Okay. Surrender stubbornness. Now, that Queen of Swords in reverse also is given stubbornness. So, if you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something or somebody, gently observe, or Virgo energy, analyze yourself and become more yielding. Okay, that means to start to reciprocate or be more open. Again, Phoenix rising. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. Now, this also could be this other person, whether they're new or old. Let's get a last one. They could be or have been coming from an unhealthy relationship and it affected their self-esteem, and now they acting stubborn because they may have something that will ascend them into a new phase and love in their life, and this is why they're fearing intimacy. I can't even finish the sentence. Surrender to divine time, and that's the wheel. And look at the moon. And you see Big Ben there, the clock. It's all about timing, divine timing, the wheel of fortune, moving into the third house of courage. Y'all know I say that all the time. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing or theirs. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to their ego or your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. Fear of intimacy. So if this is this person, they're new, they're fearing that this is going to be a repeat unhealthy relationship. So this is why they're the King of Swords, wanting to talk or will talk more now that Mercury is direct. They could be a rising or moon or ascendant of a Gemini or Virgo energy, or it can be their sun sign. But the moon affects everybody. It don't matter what zodiac sign you are, right? That's a very much common denominator for all of us, regardless of zodiac sign. Fear of intimacy. You and them are ready to let love in. Compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. Now, this also can be a reconnection of a best friend or a loving family member. It don't have to be a lover, okay? Um, Lastly, I also see that your self esteem for some of you or for somebody could also keep them at that particular job that they know that is unhealthy, that is toxic. Toxic co-workers, toxic environment, um, stubborn people, you know. But you or them also could be acting a little stubborn, where that you're not allowing yourself to be open to the wheel energy, okay? And move yourself, ascension, so that you can savor new pleasure, responding to applications, reapplying to applications, actually do going to an interview or setting up an interview, being courageous, okay? Stop by the place, like old school, stop by the place and ask to talk to a manager. Say that you submitted an application and thank you for your time, but I want to meet you in person and introduce myself behind the paper application online. And could they set up? Lightning has been detected near your location. Sorry about that. Lightning has been detected. And ask that manager or supervisor, hey, at a mutual time, can I set up an interview with you? They may like that personal introduction. That's what I used to do back in the 90s and 2000. That's what we had to do more before the internet was submit, 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 upload, upload, upload. And the people in the office didn't really get to see a face, the personality, the smile, the laugh. I'm telling you, a lot of old school tactics still work. Okay? But somebody here may still feel stubborn, like you're going to stay where you're at because you may actually find or move to a place or a new working place where that you may be comfortable. It may be a smaller, closer, intimate environment or workplace. Um, and you may actually love it. A lot of people stay working where they're at because they're stubborn. Why are they stubborn? Because they don't like change. And a lot of people don't like to initiate change. So they will stay stuck in the same old thing over and over again, including unhealthy relationships, unhealthy work and toxic environments, working environments, friendships, communities, countries, state, religion, politics, you name it. Okay? All right. I love y'all. Peace. And I will see y'all in the next one. Thank you to Reese and to Miss Linda. Shout out to all my other moderators and any new subscribers. If you like the way I read, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell and also subscribe to my other channel. The link is in my post or community tab. And I will see y'all in the next one.